Welcome to episode 4 of Kevin Across America. This weekend, I'm in Cumberland, Maryland. I'm also going to make a pit stop to the Flight 93 Memorial in Pennsylvania. Cumberland's along I-68 in the mountains of Maryland. I've actually driven through it before, but never took the time to get off the highway and explore. The city is basically halfway between Pittsburg and Washington, D.C. While most people I've spoken with say Cumberland has seen better days, I found it was well worth a day of exploration. Cafe Mark was the first place I stopped after rolling into Cumberland.
It's like a cozy little vibe.
Employee Allison Kimball said the cafe, which has a fireplace, communal bookshelf, and interior brick walls, is named after its original owner.
We have a lot of our regulars who come in often, and then you get the frequent people who are stopping by, and they say, oh, we saw it on Google, and it seemed like a great place to go.
I ordered a breakfast sandwich, and my girlfriend had the scramble. If you're getting breakfast, Cafe Mark only charges $1 for a 16-ounce coffee. The cafe sits along Baltimore Street, which is a pedestrian mall in the heart of downtown. There's a 90-year-old theater, gorgeous BB&T bank, and plenty of local shops. With 4.7 stars on Google, the Culinaire Cafe is a so-called learning laboratory for people training to become a chef or to work in hospitality management. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, while classes are in session, the college opens its doors to the public, serving weekly specials, desserts, plus a popular soup and salad bar. My mistake for visiting on a Sunday. Cumberland is gritty and industrial. It feels like a super tiny Pittsburg circa 1970. The population is around 20,000. The Potomac River, which flows downstream from here to D.C., serves as a dividing line between Cumberland, Maryland, and West Virginia. During the 19th century, Cumberland was a transportation hub. It had America's first highway, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, and the C&O Canal. Nowadays, the Western Maryland Railway Station sits fairly quiet, though a scenic rail line does still operate local trips year-round. They're busier during the warmer months, but in the winter have themed events like Polar Express and Valentine's Day romance rides. CSX Transportation, one of the largest rail companies in the world, has a sprawling locomotive shop in Cumberland. When I visited in January of 2022, there were easily more than 100 engines parked outside the facility, which also has a turntable and roundhouse on site. Cumberland sits on the edge of coal mining country, but as demand slides to green energy, there's real concern if Cumberland's rail economy will be further impacted. This is Rocky Gap State Park, about 10 minutes from Cumberland, and while I'm sure this beach would be a lot more fun in the summer, on this day in January, I've got the state park to myself. Rocky Gap spans 3,000 acres, about 8% being this man-made lake, which appeared to be thoroughly iced over, though I didn't test it out. Hemlock forests and mountainous terrain surround the lake. The park has nearly 300 campsites and a variety of hiking trails. A casino resort butts up to the state park. It has a comedy club, Jack Nicklaus golf course, convention center, indoor pool, and other amenities. I booked an Airbnb that was right above the corner Tavern and Cafe. The apartment, which had just been remodeled, was $125 for the night. It had a full kitchen, living area, bedroom, bathroom, plus a washer and dryer. My Monday morning started at the corner Tavern and Cafe right downstairs. It's one of those breakfast lunch joints by day, cocktail lounge by night spots with a loyal customer base. My girlfriend and I ordered paninis. I had one with roast beef, Swiss cheese, and caramelized onions, and she had one with bacon, egg, cheddar cheese, spinach, and tomato. One recent Google review called the corner tavern a gem in the mountains. Before leaving Cumberland, I swung by this little wood cabin with the words George Washington's headquarters posted on the front. According to the signage, America's first president spent a few nights in the one-room structure during the French and Indian War. Legend has it that Washington's straw bed had lice and fleas, and on one occasion, the bed caught on fire.
We are a good ways away from the crash scene, and we will see what transpires here. Judy?
David Mattingly on the scene, as we're saying there, near Shanksville, a small town in Somerset County, about 80 miles south of Pittsburg.
My name is Catherine Hostetler, and I'm the Public Information Officer and a Park Ranger here at Flight 93 National Memorial.
On September 11th, United 93 took off from Newark Liberty International Airport, bound for San Francisco. Less than 1 hour into the flight, and just shy of Cleveland, 4 terrorists took control of the Boeing 757 and turned it towards Washington, D.C.
United 93, do you still hear Cleveland? United 93, United 903, do you hear Cleveland?
There were 33 innocent passengers and 7 crew members on board.
And they learn what's going on in New York and at the Pentagon, and then they realize that if they don't do something, they're also going to end up in a building.
6 minutes after passengers broke down the cockpit door, Flight 93 crashed into this field at a speed of 563 miles per hour. Impact obliterated most of the plane. Smoke could be seen for miles.
I just saw the smoke come up, and the explosion shook the house clear over here.
I've always been close to this story.
Hostetler grew up in the area and was only 10 miles away from the crash site on 9/11, the intended target believed to be the U.S. Capitol.
Also, the people aboard Flight 93 were from all over. There was a Japanese student, a German wine connoisseur, a gentleman from New Zealand. So there's people from all over the world aboard Flight 93, and our visitors, of course, come from all over the world as well.
More than 380,000 people visited the Flight 93 Memorial last year, which marked the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Around 40% of those guests came during the months of September and October. The visitor center has interactive exhibits and a bookstore. A black granite walkway cuts right through the structure and symbolizes the final flight path. The official memorial is made of 40 white marble stones. They're inscribed with the names of each passenger and crew member. This gate, which leads to the crash site, is made of hemlock wood. That's because the jet fuel on Flight 93 destroyed around 100 hemlock trees.
This field was once an abandoned coal mine. It was surface mined from the 1960s into the 1990s, and over the last 10 years, we've been trying to reach our goal of 150,000 seedlings planted over the memorial landscape to reclaim that mining landscape.
The National Memorial's newest addition is called the Tower of Voices.
The tower is 93 foot tall for Flight 93 and contains 40 wind chimes. Each wind chime is designated to its own note and key, representing 40 unique and individual passengers and crew members. And as the winds change and blow through the memorial, you'll hear a cacophony of sound, and no two notes are ever the same.
Todd Beamer was one of the 33 innocent passengers aboard Flight 93. In fact, he attended the same high school as me, Wheaton Academy in the Chicago suburbs, though he went around 20 years before I did. Beamer is credited with using the phrase, "let's roll," before he and his fellow passengers stormed the cockpit, ultimately bringing Flight 93 down in this field and saving countless lives.
Our role is to continue the legacy of the passenger and crew members and their story and what they did that day, and how 40 individuals, completely different people, can change an entire world, literally, by the choices you make.
If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give it a like, and leave a comment below. For now, from Cumberland, Maryland, and the Flight 93 National Memorial in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, I'm Kevin, across America.